So Nancy Reagan died. It was very sad. She was only 170. And she had a full life. She had a good life. And, of course, she's most famous for her approach to fighting the drug problem in America. Remember, it was very nuanced. It was just say no. Whoa! How do you come up with something like that? I bet there was a lot of think tanks involved, a lot of research, doctors, double-blind studies, stuff like that. And they came up with the best way to just say no to drugs. So that's kind of like the perfect conservative approach to every problem. Oversimplify it, pretend there aren't any complexities, slap a real simplistic solution on it, and pretend there's no problem. So just say no. That's what she's known for. Just say no to drugs. That was the big thing, right? Wouldn't that be what she's known for?
Yes.
So, and how did that work out? Just say no. It was too bad the CIA was selling cocaine in Los Angeles at the same time. She was telling people to say no. Anyway, she died. The Washington Post did a obituary of her, and here's what they said. Here was the original obituary of Nancy Reagan. It said, Nancy Reagan had an undeniable knack for inviting controversy. There were her extravagant spending habits at a time of double-digit unemployment, a chaotic relationship with her children and stepchildren that could rival a soap opera plot, and the jaw-dropping news that she insisted the White House abide by an astrologer when planning the president's schedule. Now, conservatives went crazy that was up there, and that got taken down. The Washington Post took down that paragraph. Yeah, and they didn't say anything. They didn't put a note in. They didn't say, "Hey, you know what? We decided to rewrite this," because I'm sure that obituary was written years ago. They write them ahead of time, so I'm sure that was written years ago. And so then they replaced it. Here's what they replaced it with: Nancy Reagan, a former film actress whose crowning role was that of a vigilant guardian of President Ronald Reagan's interests and legacy, died on March 6th at her home in Los Angeles. She was 94. As First Lady from 1981 to 1989, Mrs. Reagan had a knack for inviting controversy, from her spending habits to her request that the White House abide by an astrologer when planning the president's schedule. So I guess that was a lot more palatable to people. They were upset that they said jaw-dropping.
I like that they kept in had a knack for inviting controversy.
Had a knack. They kept that in. Had a knack for inviting controversy.
She also liked the knack, a little known fact.
Yeah, she loved My Sharona.
One of her favorites.
Wasn't the astrologer the embarrassing part? What
you would think the astrologer would be the embarrassing part.
I'm surprised that that's what they kept in there.
Yeah, that's like what they kept in and what they took out.
Yeah,
they kept in the astrologer.
Yeah,
but here's what they took out. They took out the jaw-dropping news that she had an astrologer. They took out the jaw-dropping. They kept in the astrologer.
I see. So they resented the implication that mysticism is stupid. Is worthy of being surprised and shocked at.
And that happens a lot. You get a lot of that according to my astrologer. You get a lot of that. Ooh, there's a fly in here. So anyway, that was kind of funny. She's dead.